The history of the United States is a story of a great nation that has gone through numerous stages of formation, challenges, changes, and expansion. From its colonial beginnings to becoming a modern global power, the U.S. has become a symbol of democracy, technological progress, and cultural influence worldwide. Below is an overview of the major stages in the development of the United States. 1. Colonial period, 1607 to 1776. In 1607, the English established their first colony in America, Jamestown, Virginia. From that point on, the English began actively settling new territories. Over the next few decades, several English colonies were established along the eastern seaboard of North America, including Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, and others. These colonies developed various economic models, from plantation agriculture in the South to trade and industry in the North. The colonies had certain political and economic differences, but were all under British rule. By the early 18th century, tensions began to rise between the colonists and the British government over taxes, trade restrictions, and other measures. For instance, the Tea Act of 1773, which imposed heavy taxes on tea, led to the famous Boston Tea Party protest. 2. War of Independence, 1775 to 1783. By the mid-1770s, relations between the colonies and Great Britain had significantly worsened. The colonists believed they should not be taxed without representation in the British Parliament. This led to the outbreak of the War of Independence. In April 1775, fighting broke out between British soldiers and colonists in Lexington and Concord. The war lasted 8 years, and the colonists were supported by other countries, especially France, which provided crucial military and financial aid. A turning point came with the defeat of the British at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781. In 1783, Great Britain signed the Treaty of Paris, officially recognizing the independence of the United States. 3. Formation of the Constitution and Government, 1787 to 1800. After gaining independence, the United States faced numerous challenges, including economic instability, the absence of a centralized government, and internal social conflicts. In 1787, a constitutional convention was convened in Philadelphia, where a new constitution was created to establish a federal system of government. This constitution, adopted in 1789, created the framework for a strong central government with checks and balances among three branches: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. The Bill of Rights, consisting of the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, was ratified in 1791, guaranteeing essential individual freedoms such as freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. 4. Early 19th century expansion, 1800 to 1860. In the early 19th century, the United States began expanding westward. The Louisiana Purchase of 1803, which doubled the size of the nation, was a significant milestone. This vast territory, purchased from France, opened up new lands for settlement and exploration. President Thomas Jefferson, who led the country from 1801 to 1809, played a pivotal role in shaping this period, promoting the idea of westward expansion, often referred to as manifest destiny. As settlers moved west, conflicts arose with Native American tribes, and the U.S. government pursued policies that displaced many indigenous groups. During the same period, the United States faced increasing tensions over the issue of slavery, particularly in the southern states, where agriculture relied heavily on enslaved labor. These tensions would later erupt into the Civil War. 5. Civil War and Reconstruction, 1861 to 1877. The issue of slavery reached its peak in the 1860s, leading to the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861. The Southern states, which supported slavery, seceded from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America. The Union, led by President Abraham Lincoln, fought to preserve the nation and abolish slavery. The war lasted from 1861 to 1865, resulting in the defeat of the Confederacy and the abolition of slavery with the passage of the 13th Amendment in 1865. Following the war, the Reconstruction era began, aimed at rebuilding the South and integrating formerly enslaved people into society. However, Reconstruction was met with significant resistance, and racial tensions continued to affect the country for many years. 6. Industrialization and the Gilded Age, 1870 to 1900. By the late 19th century, the United States experienced rapid industrialization. The expansion of railroads, the rise of factories, and the growth of urban centers transformed the economy. This period also saw the rise of powerful industrialists and entrepreneurs, such as Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, and J.P. Morgan. While the nation prospered, it also faced significant social inequality, with workers enduring poor conditions and large gaps between the wealthy elite and the working class. This era, known as the Gilded Age, was marked by both economic growth and social unrest, including labor strikes and the fight for workers' rights. 7. The 20th century, global power and social change. The United States entered the 20th century as a growing industrial power. The country played a key role in World War I, 1914 to 1918, emerging as one of the world's leading military and economic powers. In the 1920s, the country experienced a period of prosperity, known as the Roaring Twenties, but this was followed by the Great Depression of the 1930s, which led to widespread unemployment and economic hardship. The United States became a global leader during World War II, 1939 to 1945, and after the war, it entered the Cold War with the Soviet Union. The Cold War, which lasted for much of the second half of the 20th century, was characterized by political tension, military rivalry, and the threat of nuclear war. Domestically, the U.S. underwent significant social changes, particularly in the 1960s, with the Civil Rights Movement, which sought to end racial segregation and discrimination, and the feminist movement, which fought for gender equality. 8. The modern era, 2000-present. In the 21st century, the United States has continued to play a central role in global politics, economics, and culture. The 9/11 attacks in 2001 marked a turning point, leading to the war on terror and conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq. The country has also faced economic challenges, including the 2008 financial crisis, but has remained a leader in technological innovation, with Silicon Valley becoming the global hub for tech companies. In recent years, the U.S. has grappled with issues of political polarization, debates over immigration, and efforts to address climate change. Despite these challenges, the United States remains a key global power, shaping the future of international relations, economics, and culture. The history of the United States is a story of growth, struggle, and transformation. From its colonial roots to its modern-day status as a global leader, the country has continuously evolved, with each phase of its history influencing the next. Today, the United States continues to be a land of opportunity and a beacon of democracy, though its history also serves as a reminder of the challenges and complexities that come with such great power.